What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone out there is having a fantastic Friday. Hope you guys are gearing up for a great weekend. I hope you guys are ready for another live 2023 fantasy football mock draft because it is August. It is mock draft season. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got football on the televisions. Might be preseason football, but hey, it is football nonetheless. We've got Baker Mayfield throwing touchdowns, George Pickens in the end zone. We've got Tank Dell making crazy catches, Romeo Doubs catching touchdowns from Jordan Love, Elijah Moore running on the field, Zach Charbonnet's out there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time for the 2023 NFL season. So if you are not mock drafting for your respective fantasy leagues, what are you doing? It's August. We've been doing this since the Super Bowl ended. It is time to get prepared. So if you guys are new to the channel, that is all we do here. Free fantasy football content all year round. Redraft, Dynasty, and Best Ball. Hit the subscribe button on the way in. Whether you guys are new or not, smash the like on the way in because YouTube, that's all I have to say. Hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping, guys. Let me know how you guys are doing. But most importantly, any fantasy football topics that you want to go over, redraft, dynasty, or best ball, any NFL topics that you guys want to go over, let me know in the live chat. I'm fired up tonight. I'm ready for the NFL season to start. I am ready for the fantasy season to finally get here. We're another week closer than we were last week, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to start this mock draft. Today, we've got a 12-team full PPR mock draft, 2 flex spots, because that's how the big boys play. So let me send out the final warning on Discord, and we'll start chatting about what we've been seeing in some of these preseason games, what you guys are taking away from the preseason games, more importantly, and we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football because that's what we do here. So, all right, final warnings out on Sleeper and Discord. Mock drafts underway. Sleeper noises in your face. No random order tonight. You guys are going to see less random order mocks because I'm going to let you guys practice from your respective spots for the Cats Fam League tournament, which loud noises from my mic. If you guys have not joined, check your DMs on Discord because I've sent out all the invites. Every league should be filled. Leagues 3 and 4. Check your DMs. I mean, you don't know who you are until you check your DMs, but check them. Hop in your respective leagues so we can get your draft order set. Any questions you guys have, we can start to funnel through. But like we're drafting next weekend for some of those respective leagues. So check your DMs. Other than that, let's hop right into it. Okay. Elijah Moore headed to the locker room after a visit to the medical tent an hour ago. We'll see if we get an update from that. Kareem Hunt visited with the Vikings. Why not just make another backfield potentially more annoying? I mean, I think it's, probably better for fantasy if he goes to the Colts or the Vikings as opposed to the Saints, but see what happens. I thought for sure he was going to end up with the Saints. Devontae Adams left practice early today after walking with a limp and getting checked out by trainers. See what happens there. Let's see. More rumors around Ty Chandler or the Minnesota Vikings getting more work in that backfield. See what happens there. But, according to head coach Kevin O'Connell, Chandler stood out to him preseason game. Tank Dell catching touchdowns. Well, a touchdown. I know some of you guys are excited about that. I'm going to go hero running back tonight. Let's go Barkley and A.J. Brown. Don't mind Amon-Ra whatsoever. But I'm going to go with a running back in the first tonight. In case you guys are interested. George Kittle dealing with an abductor strain. Expected to be sidelined for next week. Just trying to get through all the little things here. All right, that should be just about everything. But yeah, I mean, it's preseason football time, guys. Out of the preseason games, let me know what you guys have seen that has interest you. I'm changing this pick, by the way. I don't know. I'm not. I don't want a quarterback off the board that early. Dom, where's Dom? I'm tagging him on Discord. I think this is the same Dom. Okay. Well, if not, I just tagged the other Dom. But, yeah, preseason football. So, I've been talking about Romeo Doubs for a couple weeks now as a player who has the potential to be a really good late round value, right? And we don't want to overreact to, a couple of things we don't want to overreact to. Any training camp stories in general, like training camp performances, practices, like we don't want to overreact to those, right? We still don't want to overreact to preseason football, especially when we don't have all the starters on the field. But hey, that Romeo Doubs touchdown grab was nice. Good throw by Jordan Love. Great catch by Romeo Doubs as well. So to me, that's what's standing out the most from the preseason games at the moment. But Pickett the Pickens look pretty dang good as well. All right, let's see who's in the live chat. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know what's going on, guys. Richard Glass, Godfather, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Cinnabon, we're officially exactly 7 days away from League One's draft. Yeah, League One's going to be a little intense. I think every league right now, the way they all worked out, I think they're going to be very competitive leagues. I'm really excited for the tournament this year. Chase, what's up, man? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Haven't decided on the grand prize yet, Cinnabone. Space Ghost is in the house. Oh, sorry. I see at the top of the chat now, Cinnabone. Cinnabone was first tonight. Space Ghost, what's up, dude? It's been a minute. How are you doing? Welcome back. It's fantasy time. It's time to get ready. Good to have you in the house tonight. Emil, good to see you. Happy Friday. And JSC, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. All right. Calvin Ridley at a good price tonight at 3.5. Little heavy running back here at the top of the third. Stevenson, Hall, Gibbs. Been a little bit of a heavier running back draft with JT gone at 2.6. Harris in the second. By Godfather. Hall gone at 3.3. Yeah. A little heavier at running back tonight. All right, what am I going to do with this next pick? So, hero running back tonight. So, we're going to take a breather from running back until, I don't know. Until it feels right. Definitely not going running back at 3.12 or 4.1. So, probably just go double wide receiver here. But, I don't know. I'm tempted to kind of switch it up tonight just to see what happens. I don't know. You know what? I might not even go hero running back. I might just switch up my strategy tonight entirely. We'll see who's available here. Etienne and Jacobs are off the board. There goes Mixon. Yeah, heavy at running back tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm going to go Walker here. I'm going to go bounce back method tonight. I'm scratching the hero running back call. Give me DJ Moore. Yeah, Metcalf's on the board. Metcalf has been on the board a lot lately. And I like him right there. Don't get me wrong. He's been on the board a lot when I'm also eyeing DJ Moore. Metcalf's really falling back lately. Yeah, this is an interesting draft tonight. Very heavy at running back as Richard goes with a fourth running back. 3 quarterbacks through the first, up until the 4.3. 2 tight ends gone, and a lot of running backs gone tonight. Interesting draft. But yeah, I'm going to go bounce back method here. So running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. I think we're going to continue that trend. See what I come up with. Yeah, another quarterback off the board. Space Coast's been lurking on it been been trying not to jump in too much because it's early, but we're ready. Let's go. Let's go. Cinnabon, don't ever want to take Brees, but I don't think he should be taken after Etienne or Gibbs. That's fair. I mean, I like that range right there. Hall, Gibbs, Etienne, Walker, and even Ramondre Stevenson to a degree, who sometimes goes at the end of the second. But I like that tier of running backs. If you're going hero running back and you want to go like double wide receiver, I think any of those guys are perfectly fine. Pollard is nice too, but he's going to go a little bit higher. All right, so yeah, let me know in the live chat in terms of preseason games. Have you guys been watching? Has anything stood out to you? Zach Charbonnet looked great. I mean, I just went Walker there at the 312, but like I think we still don't need to overreact by any means about Zach Charbonnet if you're going out and getting shares of Kenneth Walker, because at the end of the day, the Seahawks evaluated Walker's good at particular things, not great at other things. And they went out and they drafted a complimentary running back in Zach Charbonnet. Oh, we've got Jahan Dotson in the end zone tonight as well. I mean, I know it's like preseason football. I know it's not as, you don't have your full starters out there defensively. But, man, it just feels good to see football highlights that aren't training camp, right? But, yeah, Dotson with a nice catch and score. And, yeah, that could have made the poll tonight as well. We like Dotson in the late rounds as well. It just feels good to see football highlights. But, yeah, Charbs look really good. He's going to be a stud. All right, there goes Christian Kirk. And I'm probably going running back, wide receiver at these next two picks. Maybe quarterback. Whenever I go through with this specific strategy, you're just letting a good quarterback, letting a good tight end fall to you, not reaching necessarily. It's really tempting to just go kind of late round quarterback within this strategy, but you can also just try to find a good value quarterback as well. Deontay Johnson gone at the 5.6. I like it. A little earlier than we typically see him. I don't know. I might go quarterback with this next pick. I might not. Depends on who's here. Yeah, I guess we are going to see Justin Fields tomorrow. I need to actually make sure I'm keeping up with, there goes Justin Fields off the board, with the preseason schedule. So I'm just kind of like letting whatever happens for the night pop up without keeping track of who's actually playing each day. Yeah, Broncos and Cardinals just started. See if we get any solid highlights out of that. Probably not many starters out there in that game. But yeah, Titans are at the Bears tomorrow. Colts, Bills, Jets, Panthers, Jags, Cowboys, Eagles, Ravens, Chargers, Rams. Sunday, Chiefs, Saints, Niners, Raiders. All right, I'm going to go late round quarterback with this build. Give me DeAndre Swift. Give me Hollywood. And let's move along. So, I mean, usually when I go through this specific strategy, you're never like super OP, at any particular position, but you come out of your draft with an even par roster, good depth. And I had some pretty successful teams with this method last year, so we'll see what happens. Cinnabon, I don't really pay attention much. I just know who the Bears are playing. Fair enough. That's your guys, your team. versus 0 wide receivers crazy. Richard does his thing, man. Richard always, one way or another, ends up having good teams. So, heavy running back, quarterback, tight end out of the way. We'll see who he ends up with that wide receiver. Yeah, I was pretty tempted to go quarterback there at the 5-12 or 6-1. You know, probably would have been Burrow even with his calf strain. Not too worried. Oh, reverse, you're kind of going 0 wide receiver as well. I mean, in theory, right? I didn't know to give you the 2-6 when you were on auto. I just hit Jonathan Taylor. I was like, try not to ruin anyone else's draft. I felt like it was too early. It gave you Mahomes. You almost ended up with Mahomes, too. Have you bought a Sam Howell jersey yet? No. If I bought a Washington jersey, I don't know. I'd want a player who I felt like for sure is, going to be there. Maybe Terry McLaurin. Are we running a mock after for video? I haven't decided yet. I'll decide at the end of the stream, but probably because I need one. I didn't put one out today. I was on a roll there for like a week straight, and yesterday I just had too much stacked up against me to well, no, I published one yesterday. I had too much stacked up against me to record one night for today. But yeah, I do need to get one out. So probably I'll keep you guys on your toes. Reverse hero running back is my favorite this year if it lands that way. Yeah. I mean, hero running back, 0 running back. Perfectly fine. I mean, originally I was going to go in tonight with a hero running back method, but I don't know. I don't think anyone else really tries out this. I don't know if this strategy idea is ever going to be coined, but I just call it bounce back method. You're just bouncing between running back and wide receiver, depending on what you win in the first round. Draft a quarterback when they're there. Draft a tight end when they're there. And tonight I kind of made the conscious decision to fall out of that top tier quarterback, which has been hard for me lately. So I don't know what I'm going to do these next 2 picks. We'll see what happens. I like Dotson right there at the 7.6. Andrea, hello. What's going on? The value in this mock is insane. Yeah, I mean, heavier at running back to start tonight. Even heavier at, I don't know. I mean, there's just more quarterbacks taken slightly early. And even I don't know, 2 tight ends off the board between the first 3 rounds. I think the running backs really push things around. But I mean, the 7th round's pretty strong so far. Watson, Javonte, Lockett, JSN, Cook, Dotson, Monty, Addison, Pacheco. I mean, you can't really go wrong. Goddard's great in the 7th. Sometimes it just works out that way. I was hoping Monty or Pacheco would fall, and Addison was also looking pretty tempting. All right, I'm just going to stick with it. One more round. Give me Gibson. Give me Zay. And let's move along. Risking it for the biscuit tonight. So, essentially, I just need to grab my quarterback and tight end. And then we'll finish things out. Wide receivers and running backs on the bench. Goes Pitts in the 8th. I was very close to going Pitts there as well. Very close. I want to see what happens tonight. Said, but I was going to punt tight end, but Burrow in the late 6 is a steal. I mean, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that is one thing we didn't talk about. But Burrow was literally running today and making throws while running. So, like, I mean, I haven't really been concerned about Burrow, but he just still was, like, falling in mock drafts. And, like, what's the worst case scenario with Burrow? I mean, I guess the worst case scenario is he misses, like, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, which is still substantial, don't get me wrong, for, you know, a top value quarterback that you're spending that draft capital on. But, you know, the worst outcome of that is that he re-injures his calf and, you know, it's lingering throughout the season. But, so, I mean, I guess that is a bad scenario. But I don't know. I just feel like Burrow's going to be fine. How do you guys feel? I mean, like, we had T-Law at 6'2", Burrow at 6'10", Herbert at 6'11". I just feel like that whole... I don't know. I just feel like Burrow falling into that tier is like... I get it, I guess, because the injury concern. But for me, I'm like just not that worried. But yeah, quarterback's interesting tonight. Mahomes gone at 3.6, Allen gone at 3.7, Jackson at the 4.5. Excuse me, Hurts at the 4.3, Jackson at the 4.5. Fields at the 5.9, T-Law at the 6.2, then Burrow, Herbert, then in the 6, Watson at the beginning of the 7th. Yeah, I agree with you guys, Andrea, Cinnabon. I'm not worried about Burrow either. But yeah, I mean, good quarterback value through tonight's draft. Little run on tight ends here. And the 8th round is wrapping up. Andrew says, I think Burrow's going to start week 1. I hope so. Davis Dixon naming the only football player he knows. I don't know. We might need to get this guy out of here. Can someone block Davis for me? I don't know that guy. Just kidding. That's my friend. Hi, Davis. Burrow is phenomenal. You could definitely argue he's the best player in the league. But he's probably not. Maybe the coolest player in the league. All right. Let's see here. So quarterback, tight end, probably where I'm going with these next 2 picks. I don't know. I feel like if you're at this point in the draft and you're already punting quarterback, do you feel like you should just keep punting quarterback? Or go ahead and take whoever's there? I don't know. I feel like Prescott is still a player that I'm willing to draft before, like, just deciding that I'm going to keep falling. But I really like Tua as a late round option as well. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll just punt tight end and quarterback one more round. There's some players I like available right now. It's going to be tough. How many of you guys last year went 0 quarterback? There's a question for you. Yeah, I was kind of eyeing Devon Achane if I was going to go with another running back. How many of you guys went just complete 0 quarterback last year? Drafted a quarterback super late. Because I did it in one league, and I was still, like, super successful in that league. It's actually probably my best team on the year because I ended up with Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields at quarterback. Man, I was hoping Sky Moore would fall. I'm going to take Komet here. All right. I'm going to go Cortland Sutton. I'm risking it for the biscuit tonight. I do think if Sky Moore was there, I'd probably go Sky Moore, Cole Komet, but I was also tempted to go Sky Moore and Cortland Sutton if they were both there. Anyways, I had to get a tight end. Yeah, McKinnon, who just went off the board, was the other guy I was eyeing. I was thinking about going, like, keeping the draft board as is, going running back, wide receiver, going McKinnon and Sutton, and really risking tight end. You know, because there's still a possibility I could end up with, like, Greg Dulcich, but, yeah, I like Komet more. Cinnabon, I took Wilson in the 7th in the catch league and never recovered. Wow. Reverse. I did one year and ended up with Jameis Winston 2 years ago. Andrea says likes Tua as a late rounder. I do as well. Albert, hello. Inceptivus, what's up? What's up? Randy Miller, what's going on? Hello. Dotson with the score tonight. Looks good out there. Space Ghost. Last year I went Kyler, but he had running upside, and I got him pretty late. Yeah. I mean, if Kyler was having a great year before he got hurt. Do we have an update on Kyler? Nope. Kyler might be out there week 1. Yeah, I mean, last year I, in one league, took Cousins and Carr back-to-back picks. And I think I actually had Carr on my roster longer than I had Cousins, which was a mistake. But my starters for the year primarily were Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, and then Justin Fields. So, like, it just didn't end up really mattering. I remember just getting upset with Kirk Cousins, who, by the way, is like my favorite quarterback in the NFL now. I don't know how many of you guys have been watching quarterback on NFL, but Kirk Cousins like the coolest guy ever. But he was your quarterback 6 last year. I just can't believe. I just felt like he was causing me inconsistency at the beginning of the year. 19 points, 10 points, 18 points, 13 points, 23, 16. I remember I just dropped him. Anyways, Fields and Trevor Lawrence on my roster to end the year was, and I, like I said, I had Goff for some time too, but yeah, I just, I don't know. Septivus, it's that time of year. Let's go. Football is back. Best time of the year, man. Dom with Justin Tucker off the board. Coming with the heat in the 11th round. Space Ghost, I went with Goff and the running backs off the wire. I think it's the time of the wide receiver. Helped I had Kelsey too. Yeah. I mean, as the season goes on, I feel like the two positions that you can actually gain an advantage with are going to be quarterback and running back. Through the waiver wire, I should say. You know, you're going to have so many just like RB2s, RB3s stepping up, running backs getting hurt. You know, like Donta Foreman last year, Jerick McKinnon, you know. Cam Akers was like dropped in a ton of leagues and picked up. Isaiah Pacheco even towards the end of the season. So, it's just the way it happened. Tyler Algier, another guy. Shoot, I mean, it was earlier in the season, but even Kenneth Walker was an option. All right, well, I will take Dak. I don't mind him right here whatsoever. And I'll go Rashid Shaheed. I'm liking this team tonight, actually. See, I always feel okay when I go with this strategy. Like, I just feel just fine. You know? I mean, Prescott, Komet, Barkley, Walker, Brown, Moore, Hollywood Brown, Flowers be my starting lineup with Swift, Gibson, Sutton, Shaheed on the bench. I like that. Cinnabon, I went heavy running back last year, then punted it until the end, and I'm so happy I was right about Algier and Brian Robinson. And Septivus, in a 10-man league, where do you think is the best spot to draft from? Meh. I wouldn't get too concerned about, what's potentially the best spot and what's not. I feel like overall, I've had success from a lot of different spots so far, mock drafting in 10-team leagues. And it just kind of depends. I'd focus more on your strategy. I've got 3 10-team mocks up this past week. So I've got one from the 1.9, the 1.6, and the 1.2. And I felt pretty good about all those rosters. So let's see here. Let me see if I can pull one up. Yeah, like here's one from the 1.2 that I really liked. So it's kind of blurry for you guys. But Chase, Pollard, Olave, Debo, Kirk, T-Law, White, Pacheco, Flowers, Sky Moore, Damian Harris, and Njoku, Tucker, and the Seahawks defense. I mean, I really like this team. So you'd be starting T-Law and Njoku, Pollard and White, Chase, Olave, flexing Debo if you have 2 flexes, flexing Debo and Kirk. Pacheco, White, Moore, Damian Harris on the bench. Good kicker, good defense. I mean, felt like that team was very solid. But here's another one. This one from the 1-6. And I'm blocking. Well, I'm just blocking kicker and defense. So Herbert, Ingram. I got really good tight end value in both of these drafts. There goes Kenny Gainwell off the board. You love to see it. But Gibbs, White, Dobbins, A-Shane, a lot of upside, a lot of risk at running back on this team. Kupp, Wilson, Cooper, Watson, Flowers, Sky Moore at wide receiver. So I'll be starting Herbert, Ingram, Gibbs, White, Kupp, Wilson, flexing Cooper. If you have 2 flexes, Cooper and Watson. Dobbins, Flowers, Moore, A-Shane on the bench. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like in 10 teams, focus more on, your strategy as opposed to, what spot are you drafting from? I feel like you can definitely put together a successful team from any spot. Randy, who'd you take at pick 8? Kupp, Bijan, Kelsey, Diggs, Amon-Ra. I would personally take Bijan. But Kupp won't be there. I don't know. Maybe with his injury he will be, but I don't know. Maybe go Kupp. Kelsey's fine. You can't really argue against Kelsey. But I'm probably going Bijan right there. I don't know if I want to go running back. I think I'm just going to go running back here. There are wide receivers I like right here. Zay Jones, Osborne, Alec Pierce, Jaden Reed, Van Jefferson, DPJ, Hodgins, Downs. But let's just take Donta Foreman, take a boring kind of handcuff running back. And let's take the Patriots. Oh. I accidentally clicked the Packers. Sorry. Just going to go Patriots. I guess I could have left. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm probably going Bijan there at the 1-8. But like I said, Cup probably won't be there. Like, come, the time you're actually drafting, people are going to take Cup earlier. They're going to take the risk. Amon-Ra, like, I don't mind going Amon-Ra that early. You probably won't get him at the 2-5, but it's possible. I'd probably just go Bijan right there. That's going to be my boring answer that I've had all offseason long. In a 10-man league, do you think it is best to target an elite quarterback and tight end in rounds 1-5 to get that positional advantage? To a degree. So I talk about that in the mock drafts I've uploaded so far that are 10-teamers. Yes, you want to try and get positional advantage at quarterback and tight end, but oh, I just realized how it looked when I pulled up those teams. It looked really weird because I forgot that my screen cuts off, like the way it's cropped. Sorry, that probably looked really dumb for you guys. Yeah, go out and get a top tier quarterback and let a good tight end fall to you. I mean, like when you look at the statistics, like if you're not drafting Kelsey last year, maybe Andrews or Hawkinson, like the next, like you might as well just go for Cole Kmet or Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth, Ingram, and Njoku. Like the point differential between like tight end 4 and every other tight end is like, not that different. So I would let a good tight end fall to you, but still draft a tight end you have confidence in. And then with quarterback, yes, you still want to try and get an elite guy, but I would go for like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. If Burrow keeps falling, Burrow. Fields is fine. Like that tier of quarterback. Maybe even Lamar. Because I think that still is going to give you enough positional advantage and potential upside without having to spend a super early pick on quarterback. So, yeah, I talk about that a bit in those uploaded mock drafts I have for you. So, you might want to check them out. But, yeah, I would just take, you can still let a good value quarterback come to you. Good value tight end come to you. But at the same time, you can definitely form a pretty solid team if you want to go early at either position. But that's one of the unique things about a 10-team format is you don't have to spend a ton of capital on quarterback and tight end. You can still end up with really good quarterbacks, tight ends. So, all right, guys, let's do some team reviews. Do you like Debo and PPR at the 4-5 in a 12-teamer? I mean, yeah, I'm fine with Debo in the 4th. Yeah. The Debo hate is interesting. I mean, I really like Brandon Ayuk. Like tonight, Ayuk goes at the 4-10, Debo goes at the 5-1. I like Ayuk a lot more when you could get him in like the 6th round. Not that I don't. Like, I think he's going to have a good year. Like, I think he's a perfect wide receiver 3 to draft. So I don't really care where you draft him. But the Debo hate's interesting. It's not really wearing off. If you can get Debo in the 4th or 5th, I say do it. If he's your wide receiver 3, that's fine. He brings so much upside that I just don't really care. Go for the risk. Why not? If he was going like the 2nd round, maybe even the beginning of the 3rd, we'd be having a different convo. But he's fallen back so much that go for the upside. It's an efficient offense. Dang, is Brett Meyer really missing field goals? Dude, he was like so good before the playoffs. What's up, J-Dubs? All right, let's take a look at some teams here. You have Kenneth Gainwell. Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about the Kenneth Gainwell news. Dude, Kenny Gainwell to the moon, baby. Kenneth Gainwell receiving majority of first-team reps. Let's go. Let's go. This is like my one call at the beginning of the offseason. I was like, this is like all I talked about was Gainwell being relevant this year. And then like I felt like I talked about it so much that I stopped talking about it. And then Swift went to the Eagles. You know, and I've always mentioned that Gainwell is going to be, you know, going to get touches still, even with Swift there. I don't know. Might not mean a whole lot of anything. Could be something, but yes, Gainwell as a late round pick is something we need to take more seriously that I was talking about like 3 months ago. Anyways. All right, we got Burrow and Freiermuth. Good there. Great value on both those guys. Hall, Pierce, Charbs, Roshan, Gainwell. I like it. Hill, Smith, Ayuk, Lockett, Mooney, Mims. Yeah, good draft. Saints defense going to face some bad quarterbacks on a consistent basis this year. Jason Myers is a beast. So, starting Burrow and Freiermuth, Hall and Pierce, Hill and Smith, Ayuk, flexing Lockett. You got Charbs, Mooney, Roshan, Mims, and Gainwell on the bench. Solid. Good team. I like it. J Fitness, we got Fields and Schultz. That's fine. We both played the late round tight end game tonight. Money Mac, Bills defense, that's fine. ETN, Madison, Pacheco, Bigsby, Brown. It's fine. Did see a report that Brown is moving down to third on the depth chart. Who knows, though? Diggs, St. Brown, Metcalf, Johnston, Moore, Bateman. I think you got good wide receiver value tonight. So you're starting Fields and Schultz, Etienne and Madison, Diggs and St. Brown, flexing Metcalf, flexing Sky Moore, Quentin Johnston, or Bateman. Pacheco could filter in too. So you got good depth there. Bigsby and Brown are fine on the bench and redraft. Solid. Good drafting. 1-8. Box and the jack. I punted running back. Kind of backfired. Let's see. Well, you still went hero running back. I mean, this method can work here. Just kind of picked those running backs in the RB dead zone, so to speak. Shane, McKinnon, Mitchell, Singletary, White behind Eckler. Lamar at quarterback. Hawkinson at tight end. We'll start calling him Talkinson. Adams, Higgins, Godwin, Addison, Moore. See, like, I think you go one more wide receiver over Zamir White. But, you know, like the reports indicated, he is listed as the top running back there at the moment with Josh Jacobs not there. But let's see. We're starting Lamar and Hawkinson, Eckler and McKinnon. I mean, I like Shane, but, you know, first week of the season, you probably don't want to throw him out there. Adams, Higgins, flexing Godwin, flexing Elijah Moore, Addison. So, good starting lineup. Then, yeah, you're just filtering those guys, these running backs, into your RB2 spot throughout the year. And you're probably going to drop one or two of them here or there, get some more wide receiver depth. But, yeah, I mean, it's basically just a hero running back build. Daniel Carlson, good kicker. Seahawks defense, good defense. So, I'll take it. Have a good night, Godfather. Deceptivist, no problem, man. Happy to give you the feedback. Team of the night. Ooh. We only went over 3 teams. It's Friday night. I've seen Son of Bun's team a lot. But I actually like all those teams that we went over. Just 3 different builds. But Burrow, Freiermuth, Hall, Pierce, Hill, Smith, Ayuk, Lockett. I love that starting lineup. I think it's just good redraft value on the bench. Charbs, Johnson, Gainwell could all be guys who see more touches as the years go, or as the year goes on. Kind of good committee handcuff value. Mooney and Mims are good where they went as well. So, out of the teams we reviewed, I'll go Cinnabon. Why is Debo getting backlash? I mean, he just had a down year last year. You know, a big drop-off from being wide receiver 3 in 2021. But, you know, I think the other thing is, you know, so much of his fantasy value was built into the fact that he was going to get all that rushing work as well that he got in 2021. Then last year, you know, obviously they added CMC. Debo was a little banged up. wasn't really utilized that way. And then CMC is now the priority rusher on the team. Like, literally, I mean, you had points in 2021 where Debo just line up as a running back. Like, it's just not going to happen anymore. So you might get some rushing attempts, but I think, what most people are suspecting is that he's just not going to have that role because, especially with his health, like, you want to keep him healthy on the field because he is a difference maker, but he's just got to do it at the wide receiver position. But when you look at this offense, like, I mean, any of these guys can ball out any week, You have Debo lined up, Ayuk, Kittle, CMC. It's just a tough defense to really defend, I mean, even Jawan Jennings had some flashes here and there. Nothing crazy. But, yeah, I mean, if they just had, like, a young wide receiver 3 step up, it'd be a really difficult defense to defend. But, yeah, I think you just kind of see him. You probably just won't see him as that kind of top 5 player again. I mean, he was, wide receiver 40 last year through 13 games. So I think, the other thing is just the injury concern in general. But where he's going in drafts, if he's there in the 5th round, I think you got to take him. I just think you have to take the upside. All right, guys. Let's roast my team, and then we'll finish up. Richard, thank you for drafting with us. Need to get in on some 10s. All my money leagues are in 10-man teams. That's probably what we're going to run here for a video right after the stream. So we'll go ahead and make that call. We'll do a 10-team mock right after the video. And we'll do no random order. What spots do I need to draft from for 10-teamers? I've got a 1-9, a 1-6, and a 1-2. So I will draft from the 110 tonight. And I will send that link out right after I review my team. And we'll start shortly after the stream ends. All right, here's my squad for the night. Prescott at quarterback in the 11th. I felt like that was a great value. We went late round quarterback tonight. Cole Kmet in the 9th. I'm happy with that. Late round tight end. Patriots defense, Nick Folk. Patriots special teams and defense, fantasy are always good. But we went with, what I call the bounce back method. If you go running back in the 1st, then you're selecting a wide receiver next, and then you're going back to running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, letting a quarterback come to you, letting a tight end fall to you. Tonight, we really risked it with quarterback. If I was going to go quarterback tonight, it would have been Herbert, Burrow, T-Law at the 5-12, 6-1. But we kept pushing it, and I still think we got a great value quarterback. So Prescott, Kmet, Barkley, Walker, Brown, DJ Moore, flexing Hollywood. Then in that second flex, Swift, Gibson, Flowers, Sutton, Shaheed are all options. So we got Foreman on the bench too. Why not? Yeah, I'm happy with this team. That's the thing. I feel like with this method, you never come out of your draft like, oh, I'm really lacking at one particular spot, I'll take this team all day long. Just curious, how many mock requests do you have in line? I have one. I need to do a 14-teamer. Just one at the moment. So let me know if you need anything. And if you do have one, it actually helps me out if you guys go drop a comment on one of the videos, because then I just don't clear that comment or respond to it, and then it just stays in my notifications, and that way I don't forget. But yeah, if you need one, let me know. Richard says, since I'm one of the few that draft running back heavy, I would enjoy your analysis. Yeah. It's risky these days. In a 10-teamer, you can probably have better success with this, but in a 12-teamer, through the first 6 rounds, you have to have 2 wide receivers off the board. In my opinion, you just have to. 10-teamer, maybe a little different. I like Dobbs in the 9th. Evans fine in the 7th. You got some good value on these wide receivers late, but let's say you don't go Hyatt, you get McKinnon. Let's say you don't go Cooks and you get Brian Robinson. Those are still in, 12-team redraft formats, a good RB3 and RB4. And then instead of Mixon, you got DK Metcalf. Instead of Aaron Jones, you went Jerry Jeudy. Whoever you like in that range, DJ Moore. I would like this roster a lot better overall. Because then, your starting lineup is like T-Law, Kittle, Chubb, Henry, Metcalf, DJ Moore, flexing Evans, flexing Romeo Doubs. And on the bench, you have McKinnon. On the bench, you have Brian Robinson. And you still have... Well, now I'm trying to keep up with who we eliminated, who we didn't. Yeah, we just eliminated Hyatt. And I guess we did eliminate... No, we eliminated Cooks, right? I don't know. But you get what I'm saying, right? So I just think you can still go with like 2 running backs in the first 4 rounds, get your tight end early, get your quarterback early. But yeah, in these 12-team formats, you just got to have like at least 2 wide receivers through those first couple rounds. I prefer more, but at least 2. Tonight I only had 3, so... but, I mean, let's see here. You'd be starting T-Law, Kittle, Chubb, and Henry. And that's the thing. Like, you just remove the upside from the wide receiver position here. Like, you're probably starting Evans and Dobbs, which is okay. I just don't know how high their ceilings are. Dobbs I really like in the 9th. Don't get me wrong. But then, like, if anything happens to them, you're relying on Cooks and Hyatt and Collins, who all have some question marks, And then, like, your upside's at quarterback, tight end, and running back. Like, with this team, you're probably flexing Mixon and Jones. But right now, full PPR, double flex, like, you want valuable wide receivers, at any given point. So, I like Kyler in the 14th. But even, like, if you're going to truly go 4 running backs in this format, I don't even draft Kareem Hunt. I draft 1 more wide receiver there. Like, you got your 4 running backs. You can figure out the rest of the running backs that you're going to utilize a year through the waivers, right? So, yeah, just in this format, I will go with at least 2 wide receivers. But like I said, if, in your 10-team leagues, you might be able to come out the gate swinging and get enough value in those late-round wide receivers. But, yeah, I would just kind of consider, like, in this format, like I said, maybe you don't draft Mixon and Jones. If you still want to start heavy running back, you get, like, Metcalf and DJ Moore there. Then you skip out on maybe Brandon Cooks. You get Brian Robinson. You skip out on Hyatt. You get McKinnon. I just think that kind of evens out the roster a little bit better overall. But that'd be my feedback. I always consider trade value. I mean, that's a good point as well, Richard. Do you stream on the weekends? Yes. My streaming schedule is all over the place right now. I've had a lot going on. So every night is kind of up in the air, but generally speaking, yes. All right, 10-team mock. Link is in the chat. No random order. We'll start shortly after the stream. And I'm going to use this one for video, so if you're going to leave, don't join. If you're going to make bad picks, don't join, please. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight. So hit the like button on the way out, guys. If you guys are new and you tuned in, thank you for being here. Make sure you guys subscribe. And that's going to do it. Check out the links down below, Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff. Guys, if you were expecting an invite to the Catch Fam League tournament, check your DMs. I'm going to go through later tonight and figure out who hasn't joined. But league number 3, there are 2 of you guys who still need who still need to join. League number 4, there are 5 of you who still need to join. Check your DMs on Discord. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for talking fantasy. Thank you guys for mock drafting with me. I should be back on tomorrow. And that'll wrap it up. So everyone have a safe weekend. And that'll do it. It's football season, guys. There are actual football things happening on TV. So it's going to be here before you know it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get prepared. Who won the poll tonight, by the way? Jordan Love to Romeo Dobbs. Get excited, guys. All right, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Let me know if you guys need anything, and that'll wrap it up for tonight. So with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And